Thank you, Miami-Dade Jazz Ensemble. Good evening, Dr. Montoya, campus presidents, administrators, faculty, parents, and the class of 2021. Welcome to the Honors College Induction Ceremony. My name is Antonio Bonaduce.
And I am Stephanie Marjani. We are delighted to be your mistress and master of ceremony this evening. The Honors College Induction Ceremony is a special opportunity to formally welcome the new class. Tonight, you will get a glimpse into the honors experience through the lens of students currently in the program. As you will learn very shortly, each one of us has figured out how to make this educational experience a very personal journey to help move closer to fulfilling our dreams. It is our hope that tonight's program will inspire you to do the same.
That is so true, Stephanie. A year ago, I was sitting out there listening to second-year students telling very powerful stories about triumphs and obstacles. I was facing my own challenges at the time, as a college freshman, of course. But I couldn't help but hope that I could become a student with a success story of my own to share.
I couldn't agree more, Antonio. I completed my high school education in Venezuela, and then I moved to the United States to fulfill my education for a medical career or a pediatric oncologist. I joined the honors program to start my first steps. I remember my first day of class like if it was just yesterday. Everything was so different. And no, it was not only the language that was different, because we speak Spanish at dual language program too. However, over the span of a year, I had made real lasting friendships in the honors college. I thought that since I didn't study high school here, I would not fit in, but the honors college gave me that opportunity. The different perspectives, academic pathways, and cultural background that my peers represent are aspects that made me realize the tangible uniqueness that the Honors College attracts.
I know what you mean. When I entered the Honors College, I was excited about the upcoming challenges college life represented. However, I was not used to being in such a demanding environment. Being surrounded by so many talented students made me realize I had to make some personal changes. In first place, I had to improve my time management and organizational skills. But more importantly, I learned from my high-achieving peers that I should become a better version of myself. Little did I know about the many opportunities Miami-Dade College stands for. Day by day, I tried my best to look forward to seeking every one of them. After beginning my first semester at Padrón campus, Inter-American back then, I felt like I was missing something. In my high school career, in my high school years, I enjoyed doing speech and debate. Since my campus did not have a student organization that could offer me with this option, I decided to join the Miami-Dade College Model United Nations team based at North Campus. Balancing my schedule between campuses was not easy, but I achieved it. For the following months, I prepared myself to address global challenges, such as terrorism, climate resilience, and migration crisis, among others, in multiple debate forums. Earlier this year, I had the opportunity to participate in the Florida Crisis Simulation, hosted by the University of Florida in Gainesville, where I took part as a minister in the Ukrainian cabinet following the 2014 Ukrainian Revolution. Additionally, I had the opportunity to debate alongside the Florida International University Model United Nations team, currently ranked #1 in North America. Competing against national four-year universities and colleges taught me one thing about life. It told me that I have a passion for debating and building relationships among people. These experiences helped me solidify my life's purpose to find the things that unite us, rather than the ones setting us apart. Although we all have different stories and have traveled different paths to be where we are today, I believe that we are all connected by one goal, and that is achieving our dreams. We should never forget where we come from, and if you desire to have a better world like I do, you should start contributing to having a better society like we should have. Recently, I had the opportunity to co-found Benexodo, which you will get to know more about later on tonight. Through this initiative, several of my peers and I seek to help Venezuela, a country currently going through one of its greatest crises in the course of history. I invite you all to follow Benexodo in our path through our social media platforms that you can see displayed in the slide above me, so you can know more about our purpose and what do we do what we do. And echoing what I said to my Benexeter team, wake up, act, and dare to break away from life's monotony, so you may find your passion, just like I found mine.
I agree, Antonio. The initiative that our powerful team led truly made an impact. To the first-year students, you will get much more than just academics, opportunities that will last longer. Through persistence and dedication, the sky is the limit. We all were accepted into the Honors College, not only because of our intelligence nor academic background, but also because the directors saw in us the real potential that we have to succeed. Preparing for a career as a pediatric oncologist, I am currently conducting research at a local clinic. As the president of Phi Theta Kappa at the Padron campus, my leadership team and I are advocating for cancer awareness and research. We divided this project, Cancer Out by On Par with Cancer, into 3 components: academic, action, and impact. For the academic component, we learned more about cancer, including the fact that as of September 2018, there were 18.1 million cancer cases diagnosed and 9.6 million cancer deaths worldwide. We are focusing on breast, lung, and childhood cancer. These are the cancer types that most affect the people worldwide. And this leads us to our next component, the action. This is a fundraising and awareness campaign in which we will reach out to our community. We're doing something very fun and unique, and we invite you all to participate. Have you ever thought about setting a Guinness World Record? Well, this is your perfect opportunity. On November 8th at the Padron campus, we will do the Guinness World Record of the largest human image of a caduceus, the symbol of medicine. We need a total of 300 participants. And if you want to get more information about this, you are welcome and encouraged to take a picture of the screen behind me. Although the event is free, we will accept donations. Finally, this leads us to our fundraising impact component. All funds will be donated to local organizations and foundations and nonprofits. And we have been collaborating with Castaways Against Cancer, Sophia's Hope, and Sebastian Strong, Magda's nonprofit. We are Honors College students. We have the power to make change, not only in Miami-Dade College, but also in our community.
Our stories are only 2 ones of Miami-Dade College. However, these represent many more. While these lessons may seem minor, they are game changers for us. They allow us to unleash our potential. And tonight, you will hear from other second-year students and an alumnus who will also share their experiences along this journey. We know through the accomplishments of the alumni that the impact of these lessons lasts a lifetime. We hope tonight will have a lasting impact on you too.
But before you hear these testimonies, we would like to take a moment to thank a very important group of people, our professors. You do so much more than teach. You are our mentors. You encourage us to succeed and push us beyond what we thought our limits were. For every letter of recommendation and fully consumed office hour, thank you. Can all the faculty members who are here with us tonight please stand up and be recognized? We would also like to acknowledge several people who are near and dear to our hearts. Without them, the honors journey will be incomplete. Our Honors College directors not only serve as academic advisors, but also as mentors, coaches, and at times, surrogate parents. We are truly grateful for all they do for us. As they make their way to the stage, please give a tremendous applause to Magda Castineira, Virginia Fullerat, Shane Johnson, and Cynthia Oko. On behalf of the students, we thank you for your wisdom, unwavering commitment, selfless dedication, and endless support. You keep us connected to one another, the alumni, and all of Miami-Dade College. We are extremely grateful for the unconditional love you provide that enables us to reach our dreams. Thank you.
At this time, we want to introduce to you the interim president of Miami-Dade College, Dr. Rolando Montoya. Dr. Rolando Montoya retired as provost for operations at Miami-Dade College in 2016 and previously served the college in various ascending capacities between 1987 and 2017. His former roles at Miami-Dade College include Chief Operating Officer, Walson Campus, President, Dean of Academic Affairs for Kendall Campus, Chairperson of Business in Kendall Campus, and Professor of Accounting, Finance, Economics, and Statistics at the North Campus. Before joining the college in 1987, he worked in the private sector in the fields of accounting and finance, and served as Consul of Costa Rica in Miami. Dr. Montoya is a past member of the Board of Directors of the Miami branch of Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. Other board memberships include South Florida Workforce Investment Board, City Post-Secondary Success Program, Miami Downtown Development Authority, Disney College Program, New World School of the Arts, Epiphany Catholic School, and South Florida Center for Financial Training. He received a doctorate in higher education administration and a master's in finance from Florida International University, a bachelor's degree in business administration from the Technological Institute of Monterrey, Mexico, and a degree in business from the University of Costa Rica. He is a certified management accountant since 1992 and a certified financial manager since 1987. Some of his awards and honors include 100 Latinos Miami, the Miami-Dade College Presidential Merit Award, the Barnett Bank Endowed Teaching Chair, and the SunTrust Bank Endowed Teaching Chair. He and his wife, Mariby, a retired administrator with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, are the proud parents of 3 adult children. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rolando Montoya. Are you done, sir? Are you ready for your speech?
I'm ready.
Wow, give it a go. Thank you.
Well, I have my script, but I need to say something before I go with the official message. And when you hear students like these two who were just speaking, you think about all the horrible things that are happening in Cuba, in Venezuela, in Nicaragua, in Haiti, and Miami receives the benefit because all the people who are displaced by these dictatorships, by the horrendous things that are happening in all these countries, come to this cosmopolitan city and enrich us, as you were able to see just a few minutes ago with these 2 students from Venezuela. We are so happy to have an inclusive city that welcomes all these people who are in need and come here to help us develop our economy, to make our community strong, to do all the good things that we are observing. And the Honors College and Miami-Dade College as a whole is a reflection of that community that we have here in Miami. Thank you. Good evening, students and parents, and welcome to the historic Olympia Theater and one of Miami-Dade College's most beloved events, one of my favorites, the Honors College Induction Ceremony for the class of 2021. The Honors College is the national platinum standard for what it means to combine rigorous academics, leadership development, study abroad, cultural enrichment, and equitable access for some of the brightest and most ambitious students. In fact, Time magazine has called our amazing honors college an Ivy step ladder. Let me mention that my son attended the honors college 5 years ago, and he really enjoyed it enormously, and he learned a lot. And he was quickly admitted at the University of Florida, and he graduated in telecommunications and journalism. And today he's a successful reporter at NBC in Fort Myers. I saw it from my own home, the advantages that this institution, the Honors College, provides to all of our students. It's easy to conclude that this is an incredible option for the students. I want the parents to hear some of the statistics that come from this college. Nearly 50% of honors college graduates transfer to institutions ranked by U.S. News and World Report in the top 10 colleges nationally. 21% earn graduate and professional degrees. 96% graduate from transfer institutions. There are 26 Jack and Cook scholars from the Honors College. Miami-Dade College has the largest number of recipients in this particular undergraduate transfer scholarship. So that you know it, the scholarship is $120,000 for a period of 3 years, and if they do well, they can even apply for additional funding for graduate school. The different classes of the Honors College together have been awarded $35 million in student scholarships during the last 5 years. To the students, I tell you that you will gain tools for lifelong success, and in the process become the effective and empathetic change makers who will ultimately make a difference in our world. The Honors College provides a rigorous academic environment supported by a network of relationships that include directors, faculty, alumni, staff, and of course your peers. And let me tell you about the peers. I know many Honors College graduates through my son, and the network of support that they provide to each other after graduation is incredible. For example, some of them get excellent jobs in different corporations, and from there they help some of the peers to apply and get jobs in the same companies or companies that are parallel or related to that company. When they move, I have seen some of them driving long distances just to help one of them who is moving to another town. When they are sick, they take care of each other. When they have death in the family, they are all ready for consolation. More importantly, some of them are marrying among themselves and forming very nice families. Imagine two bright people getting children. You know what kind of grandchildren some of the parents here are going to have. In this community of high achievement students, you will find that your experiences out of the classroom are just as vital to your education, whether in service learning, student organizations, and/or in internships. You will learn and contribute to your peers. Using the cohort method of learning, all of you are grouped with peers who will progress through the core program together, empowering each other to reach a higher level of personal and academic growth. Dedicated faculty teach the core courses designed to prepare you to transfer, compete, and succeed. Our Honors College graduates represent the best of Miami and have gone on to study at America's and the world's most prestigious colleges and universities. I'm confident all of you will continue this program's legacy of excellence and that you will make our Sharp family proud. I know you are making your parents and loved ones here today very proud. I know I was extremely proud when my son was at the Honors College. Congratulations to the newest members of the Honors College. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Montoya. It is time to hear directly from those who have experienced the program. We will start with an alumnus, Shan Mackenzie, to demonstrate the lasting impact of this education. We hope he will inspire you as the alumni usually do, to really see this as a gateway opportunity to a very bright future. Shan is a senior in the National Advisory, Performance Improvement Practice of Ernst & Young. In his current role, he has had a very variety of life experiences, ranging from starting his own business to serving food at Chipotle, to leading a chapter of one of the nation's largest business societies. He is an avid fan of music, especially gospel and jazz, and regularly performs at different venues around the city. One of Shan's main priorities is impacting his community, whether that be through feeding the homeless outside of his office or being awarded the Presidential Volunteer Service Award for more structured volunteerism. He is most at peace in the great outdoors, being active, meditating on thinking deeply. After graduation from the Honors College in 2016, Shan transferred to Georgetown University, where he earned his Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration from the McDonald School of Business. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Shan Mackenzie.
There we were, hands behind our backs, bodies numb as we laid on the freezing ground. It was 19 degrees and sleet was stinging our faces as the instructor barked at us above the sound of the storm. Team members would yell, "Keep fighting," and we'd respond with a resounding "Hoo-yah." Almost 6 years ago, I stood in this same room as an incoming honors college student. If you told me that I'd be exercising with ex-Navy SEALs, I would have laughed. However, there I was in Washington, D.C., in the freezing cold, pushing myself past all the limits I thought I had. There is only one lesson I want to leave with you. You are capable of more than you can imagine. You must dream big, know yourself, and go get after it. No excuses. The SEAL team was tough, but the Honors College was no walk in the park either. My acceptance was a miracle because I was a mediocre student in high school. Back then, I was more focused on selling snacks, making money, and hanging with my friends. But the Honors College took a gamble and accepted me into the program. I was given a gift, one shot, one opportunity to change my life trajectory. I went into overdrive to make up for lost time wasted in high school. By my last semester, hoping to transfer to an Ivy League, I persuaded my director to take another gamble. She enrolled me in 10 courses that semester, and I attended both MDC and FIU simultaneously to complete the prerequisites. The Honors College was an incubator for success because not only was I surrounded by a community of people who believed in me, but I was presented with opportunities to make a difference. Through the program, I developed leadership skills, a strong work ethic, resolve, and a sense of community. Skills that were essential for the next chapter of my life as a Georgetown Hoya. Moving to DC and attending Georgetown was one of my toughest life experiences. Although the work was rigorous, it was adjusting to a culture change that was most difficult. The Honors College taught me that I am best in a team environment, so I began to build my own communities. At Georgetown, I formed a diverse group of friends, which helped me feel at home. Just like I practiced in the Honors College, I joined various groups on campus, ranging from music to consulting to Taekwondo. As soon as I was comfortable in my own skin, I began to thrive. I even built up the courage to apply for an opportunity to study abroad. Months later, I found myself eating at the high table at Oxford University in England. Boy, was I glad that through colloquium at the Honors College, I knew which fork to eat with. The college also developed me to become a better leader, and after a tough start, I eventually became the head teaching assistant for the accounting department. My success at Georgetown came as a direct result of applying the lessons I learned here in the Honors College. I applied those same lessons to my professional life as a consultant at Ernst & Young, which is one of the largest professional service firms in the world. Acting professionally, managing multiple tasks, and empowering my team were all skills that I developed when I was a student right here. Now, I work in the digital strategy space for a global cruise line, overseeing all of the marketing deployments on ships and terminals around the world. Actually, as a surprise to my family and the audience, I received news just last night that I have been extended a job offer within EY to lead the corporate responsibility efforts across the Americas region as a senior associate. As you've heard just now, life is not linear, it's dynamic. So transfer to the school of your dreams, move to a new city, live abroad, get that job. Life is a gift, and sometimes we only get one shot, one opportunity. Go get after it. God gives opportunities. Success depends on how you use them. No matter what, as my SEAL team would say, keep fighting, because here you are. Hooyah.
Thank you, Shan, for making Miami-Dade College so proud, as you have taken the pillars of excellence, leadership, and service into your professional career. We are so honored to have you here with us this evening. Thank you. And now, you will have an opportunity to hear from 4 current second-year students who will each share their journey. Please note all of their biographies are in the program, along with an English translation of the Spanish presentation.
It was April 3rd, 2015. My mom and I were returning home from one of the biggest volleyball tournaments of the season. I had never been on a plane with so much turbulence. My father was waiting for us right outside the terminal like I had asked. He hugged me quickly and took my bag straight to the car. But the moment he closed the trunk, I said, "Please take me to the hospital, Dad. I have never felt this sick before." A few hours later, we were given news. The doctors found a mass the size of a golf ball in my left kidney and were 95% sure that it was cancerous. As you can imagine, my life became a little chaotic in the months that followed. However, between all of the hospital visits, tests, surgery to remove my left kidney, and finally learning that the tumor was benign, my family and friends were right by my side, supporting me along the way. 2 gifts came out of this experience. First, I discovered that my calling was to study biology, to then go to medical school and become a pediatrician. Second, I realized that turbulent situations are always a part of life, but by leaning on good people and standing on my faith, I am able to navigate any situation. This came in handy when I began the Honors College in the fall of 2018. Once again, I was caught in chaos, trying to navigate a new environment and maintain superior grades. I had to juggle many priorities, including family, work, academics, my personal life, and trying to become a campus leader. I struggled, and my grades suffered. However, I leaned on the Honors College community and was able to develop a toolkit that helped me navigate this turbulence. From my directors, I learned to fail forward, the idea that failure is a necessary part of growth. From my professors, I learned that being honorable is not just about grades, but who you are when nobody is watching. From my classmates, I learned time management, refined my study skills, and even gained a few study buddies along the way. Every honors college student faces adversity. We have setbacks, we lose friends, we do not receive the grades we expect, and yes, sometimes we fail. This may cause some students to lose confidence in achieving their goals, but I stand here in front of you today as someone who has not lost confidence in achieving their goals because of the support I have received from faculty, staff, students, and administrators. You do not need a cancer scare to allow this community to help you. You will come to learn that by focusing on your strengths, working together with your classmates to solve problems, and not being afraid to fail will help you get closer to your dreams and your goals. I cannot thank God enough for this incredible opportunity. I am also very grateful to my family and my honors college community. Now, I begin to get excited about what comes next. Rather than feel anxious and afraid for the future, I am confident because I know the toolkit I have developed will help me succeed in whatever I decide to do. Be certain to take advantage of every opportunity presented to you, and do not be afraid of turbulence, because it is only by writing it out that you realize it is not so bad after all. Thank you, and good luck to you all.
Many of you seated here today are probably just silently listening to what we all have to say, but when I was where you are, I had this one little thought that kept lingering at the back of my mind. As I watched my peers present upon the stage, I thought to myself, I'm never getting up on that stage. That's terrifying. I don't even like talking about myself. I don't know how they can get up there in front of 2,000 eyes and do what they're doing, but that definitely can't be me. A year later, I feel lied to. I lied to myself. But now that I'm up here, I can honestly say that all those thoughts about being terrified are still completely true, but that's okay. The truth is, I have anxiety, and it's something that I've had for many years, but it's also something I've learned to push through in order to reach my goals. Sadly, I know many may not be able to say the same. Everyone experiences anxiety at times, and some more than others, but that doesn't need to stop you, which I know is easier said than done. Upon entering the Honors College, I thought I was just going to be able to sit through my classes and find a comfortable place that didn't require too much time under a spotlight. Then ENC 1101 happened, and I had to find and present a new story about myself every other week as part of a storytelling project. IDH also made sure I had presentations due on those off weeks as well. Presentations are something that I've done plenty of times in high school, but my high school was small, and I'd known everyone there for many years. I went from going at my comfortable pace to being pushed more and more. Regardless of how I felt, these presentations needed to be done, so I pushed through, and I did them to the best of my ability. This doesn't mean I didn't feel anxious throughout them, though. It was always a process, and it started with that one thought that starts the overthinking. For me, it was always the thought that everything had to be perfect in order to lessen what I call the damage. For me, the damage was basically anything I didn't want to happen, like getting a bad grade or being judged by what is not my finest hour. When these thoughts run wild, I have to remind myself to stop and look around and say, hey, I bet no one else in here has any idea what they're doing. And I chose to present about things that I can be passionate about, so I am the expert. Then I get up to present and forget most of what I said because my heart starts racing and my thoughts become harder to organize, but I just do it. And maybe try to get a few laughs from my peers while I'm up there, but it always ends the same, just doing it. Aside from presentations, I was also asked to host an Honors College colloquium on etiquette and introduce our guest speaker, Patricia Rossi. Yet again, there was something that needed to be done set before me. This step was a lot harder to take because it's something that I had to choose to do. Here, I was much less prepared and much more in the spotlight. I had to get up on stage in front of my peers and the Honors College faculty, but in the end, I still said yes. As I got up on stage, in addition to the heart racing and the brain fog, my hands like to stop doing their job, which is especially frustrating since their only job is to just stay still. I got through that colloquium because I told myself I was just going to do it, because sometimes that's all you can do. This was a bigger step for me, and I'm much better off for it now. Recently, I was called to take my biggest step yet. I remember being called into Director Johnson's office and hearing the words, "We need volunteers for the induction ceremony. I think you should apply." In a way unlike these previous steps, this instantly threw me into anxiety with a feeling of blood just draining from my body to the point where I wondered where it all could have gone. I told him that I would think about it, but the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to say no. My anxiety makes sure that I think of every worst-case possibility, and these were the thoughts that consumed me. I really wanted to say no, but knowing that Director Johnson chose me and believed in me, I couldn't. After a while of thinking, I began to hear the faintest whisper I'd ever heard inside of myself. Somewhere beneath all the overwhelming anxiety, something told me, maybe you can do it. I'd like to think this is a part of me that developed over the past year. I believe everyone is capable of such growth and that the Honors College is here to help with that. Here's where I was supported, guided, and when necessary, pushed, because sometimes it has to be a push. I'm happy to say that I've grown here and I can do things now that I never thought I could do. And it's all because I pushed myself and allowed myself to be pushed. Now when the time comes to step up, I do so, even if my voice shakes and my palms sweat, even if I stutter and forget my lines, even when my heart races and my legs shake. It's times like these that anxiety likes to come between me and what I have to do. It's always acting as a force to keep me back. It tries to make me believe that I can't do things or that I will mess up. It's a battle, and it's not one that I always win, but it's one that I continue to fight. Right now, I can say that I'm winning. I'm here because of the experiences I've had, the chances I've taken, and the ways that I've grown, many of which are closely tied to my time in the Honors College. If you choose to persevere through the discomfort that it takes to grow, it will become easier with each step you take. And don't let anyone, especially yourself, hold you back. Congratulations again, and welcome to the Honors College. Thank you.
I remember when I first recognized that there are problems in this world besides my own. I was born and raised in Brazil, a country founded on systematic inequalities and corruption, a country that took away my family's economic prosperity and my dreams of having a proper education as a child. Not only was I impacted personally, but I also witnessed the most horrific scenes violating fundamental human rights. When I moved to the United States, I thought that things would be different here, that I wouldn't be exposed to these issues. However, I soon realized that unfairness and inequalities, they exist here too. And as a woman, an immigrant, and a Latina, I question whether my ability to achieve my academic and professional goals, social and economic prosperity, and human rights were attainable. I recognized that everyone could notice my accent as I spoke, and people could think that because I wasn't born nor raised in the United States, I cannot possibly understand its people, their fights and aspirations. Because I haven't inherited the American civic sentiment during my childhood, I cannot be a young civic leader in this country. So I stopped using my voice, and I became silent. Even though I'm very committed to become a young civic leader here, I thought that these problems were bigger than me. But that all changed when I became part of the Honors College, because here, I learned to take real action for civic engagement, and this lesson changed my life. Since the beginning of my journey, I have interacted with different communities in need in order to better understand their struggles, how to approach solutions, and how to take care of each other as humans. I had discussions with writers, diplomats, politicians, and reporters that opened my eyes to different perspectives about the world, its system, and people. Now, all I can think is, why would I ever stay quiet again? I want to speak truth to power, and I want to significantly contribute for a better community here. And there's no time to waste. So starting last year, I circulated petitions on Miami-Dade college campuses about criminal justice reform and stronger state policies on the climate crisis. I also advocated for strengthening the United States global nutrition programs, which provide aid for millions of families starving around the world. But that wasn't enough, and I knew I could do more, but I wouldn't get enough answers from decision makers. And for every time I felt overwhelmed or tired, the Honors College showed me that I can and that I must continue. They did this by giving me the opportunity to be here today. So I went to Washington, D.C. with Bread for the World, and I advocated for a specific legislation that would increase funds for global nutrition. And this time, many legislators were willing to support the increasing fund, which is now ending global hunger. I knocked on the office of legislators once more, showing them that they were not quiet, a young, driven, and passionate young Latina. For the midterm elections last year, I registered thousands of students for the elections. And this year, I'm even more committed to strengthening the civic voice of our generation. Even though I cannot vote myself, and I cannot go to the polls, I will make sure that every eligible voter is there, and it is represented, and it is part of the movement. And through these experiences, I was able to put the education I received into the Honors College in practice. I learned about my value and my power, and that I'm not defined by what others think about me. And because of my multicultural perspective, I'm able to address unfairness and inequalities. You see, I am courageous to take a stand. So my accent could be distinct, unique, and loud, but my voice is powerful and sincere. My perspective offers a deep, more complex, and empowering point of view that I take everywhere with me, and it helps me to move forward on the toughest days. And this is thanks to the Honors College. Thank you. I also understood that the place that I am from does not limit me. To the contrary, it helps me become a better person, because now I can understand the importance of being who I am today, someone who is willing to make a difference, while also being a daughter who is loving, a sister who remains connected, a student fighting for her academic goals, an advocate fighting for what she believes, and a global citizen and change-making, challenging global issues. And all of these identities are influenced and inspired by where I came from. And I cannot thank this program enough for helping me find the truth about myself. But it also helped me understand the truth about everyone else, because everyone here matters too. Everyone in this room today has a story worth sharing and dreams worth accomplishing. Regardless of nationality, race, or gender, or any other socially constructed labels created to separate us, we're all equal and free, living on a shared earth. So if you one day believe in something better for yourself, or for your family, or for the person standing next to you, that feeling needs to be rescued and explored every day. So tonight, I invite you, all of you, to believe in your voice, to believe that it matters, and use it to empower yourself and to fight for what you're passionate about. Welcome to the Honors College. Thank you, gracias, and obrigada.
Desde una edad muy temprana pude notar que a pesar de las circunstancias que uno vive en su vida, podemos seguir adelante. Buenas tardes y bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Luis Ángelo Martín y el día de hoy les quiero contar mi historia para que así lo utilicen como un medio de motivación para lograr sus objetivos. Vengo de un país en el cual lo que abunda, además del petróleo, es la escasez, la corrupción y la miseria. Venezuela. Al llegar aquí a los Estados Unidos, pude denotar una diferencia abrumadora. El sistema, las personas, el lenguaje, todo me era muy diferente. Rápidamente me di cuenta que este camino llamado vida no iba a ser tan sereno. Y déjenme les explico por qué. Un día en Venezuela, mi hermana y mi madre habían salido a una cita médica. Al pasar de las horas, ellas aún no llegaban a casa. Y mis tíos, de poco a poco, me empezaban a hacer compañía en el hogar. Esto me extrañaba, pero no me generaba dudas, ya que yo, con solo 8 años de edad, ¿quién iba a imaginar el desastroso suceso que tuvo que vivir mi madre? Mi padre, por teléfono, me explicó lo sucedido. Hijo, a tu mamá la asaltaron. Le hicieron un poco de daño y estamos en el hospital. Tranquilo, que ya pronto volveremos a casa. Lo sucedido fue que a mi madre, desde una camioneta, le jalaron el bolso que ella cargaba en su hombro. Ella, por reflejo, no lo dejó ir. Y la camioneta, arrancando, la derribó y arrastró contra el suelo. Me recuerdo que ella, al llegar a casa, tenía la cabeza completamente vendada y me pedía que por favor no la viera, ya que no quería que la imagen de su frente rota, moretones y coágulos se estamparan en mi memoria. Por esta causa y múltiples amenazas de secuestro a mi padre, tuvimos que buscar una manera legal de así venir aquí, a los Estados Unidos. Luego de 4 años de haber dejado nuestro país atrás, obtuvimos la desafortunada noticia de que habían secuestrado a mi tío, Leonardo Martín. Luego de 3 días sin saber de él, lo encontraron asesinado en la carretera principal del país. Yo, al querer comentarles esto, no lo hago con el fin de generar lástima, sino de generar conciencia sobre esta grave situación y explicar mi objetivo y pasión por lo que hago. Al llegar aquí a los Estados Unidos, yo era un estudiante promedio. Mis notas no me preocupaban, pero mi poco conocimiento en el lenguaje inglés era lo que me generaba inseguridad. Al intentar lograr un objetivo, lo que lograba era un aprendizaje, ya que cada caída fue el inicio a muchas que venían en el camino, pero reconozco que haberlas vivido fueron lo que me prepararon para continuar. Tuve la oportunidad de desviar mi energía como motivación y así entrar al Honors College Dual Language Program. Aunque mi camino al Honors tampoco fue tan sencillo, yo estaba preparado y conocía que dentro de mí había el poder de hacer algo más grande. Así fue, ya que gracias a este college tuve la oportunidad de traer proyectos a vida que el día de hoy son parte de mi progreso. Al realmente ser apasionado por querer generar un cambio en mi país, un grupo de estudiantes, la organización Peace Jam y mi persona cofundamos el evento Venéxodo, un evento enfocado en hablar y conversar y explicar sobre las causas de la crisis económica, humanitaria y política que existe en mi país, para tener como fin que este suceso no se repita en cualquier otro territorio de la región. Al mismo tiempo, Venéxodo tuvo la oportunidad de recaudar fondos por medio de la venta de brazaletes de esperanza y comida típica del país, para luego enviar estos fondos a Venezuela y que se convirtieran en alimentos, insumos médicos y ropa para los más necesitados. Al ser realmente una persona apasionada por el cambio, mi objetivo siempre ha sido ser parte de la reconstrucción de mi país. Claro está, sin dejar de dar gracias y apoyar a los Estados Unidos, la tierra que me brindó esta gran oportunidad. Venezuela, mi patria, el lugar que vio a mi familia, a mi persona y mis más allegados crecer y vivir ahí. Siempre ha sido un dolor para mí haberla dejado ir. Al poder tener el apoyo de mis profesores y compañeros, este año empezamos los preparativos para Venexo 2020, un evento al cual todos ustedes están invitados. El día de hoy, el año pasado, yo no me podía creer lo que decían los chicos que estaban aquí parados enfrente al público. Cómo hablaban, cómo se expresaban, cómo decían que en un año en el Honors College habían podido lograr tantas cosas. El día de hoy les digo a ustedes que es verdad. Hoy quiero que salgan de aquí motivados, que sepan que dentro de ustedes hay una idea. Tal vez piensen que no es tan grande ni tan buena, pero les digo con toda certidad que sí lo es. Estudiantes, hoy empiezan su carrera al éxito. Y a pesar de las caídas y los momentos difíciles, quiero que continúen y denoten el poder que tienen dentro. Planifiquen, organicen y logren, porque esta oportunidad que tienen en mano es para objetivos de gran escala. Y déjenme decirles algo, el que ya ustedes estén aquí el día de hoy los hace grandes. Pero no dejen que el ser promedio los guíe, porque para eso no estamos aquí. Aquí estamos para salir de promedio y llegar a lo máximo, a lo increíble, a lo maravilloso. Muchísimas gracias.
Let's give it up one more time for all our speakers. Speaking of amazing, I now have the pleasure to introduce to you to this evening's keynote speaker, President of Miami-Dade College, Kendall Campus, Dr. Pascal Charlotte. Prior to becoming president of Miami-Dade College, Kendall Campus, Dr. Charlotte served as Dean of the Honors College. During her tenure, the program learning outcomes were revised and the student development pathway improved in collaboration with faculty. As a result, the Honors College increased the transfer pathways to all of the top 50 institutions ranked by US News and World Report, earned the most Jack and Cook scholarships than any other college, and elevated the Honors College to a program of choice for the most talented seniors. We are grateful for her work to make the Honors College a well-respected source of top-tier talent nationally. Dr. Charlotte's other roles in academia include Assistant Dean of Student Affairs at New York University School of Law, and Assistant Dean and Director of the Minority Student Program at Rutgers Law School. Prior to working in education, Dr. Charlotte served as an assistant district attorney and an advocate for the homeless and for computer literacy in South Africa. Dr. Charlotte attained her Bachelor's of Arts in Sociology and Economics with a certificate in Women's Studies from Duke University and her Juris Doctor from the University of Michigan School of Law. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Charlotte.
Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the induction ceremony for the class of 2021. Isn't this extraordinary? So I don't know about you, but this kind of evening fills me with hope for the future. You know, we are in a very interesting time in the life of our country and in the state of our world, and it's so reassuring to know that there are young people like these who are leading the way. So let's give them all another round of applause. So one of the things we like to do on a night like tonight is recognize that what you've witnessed so far does not happen in a vacuum. It actually takes a village. And part of my responsibility tonight is to acknowledge all of the components that set the conditions for success. And then I'm going to transition and have a conversation with the class that's coming in to talk about next steps for you. And you're going to listen, parents, faculty, staff, and administrators, because we're going to create the village that's going to create these conditions for the new people coming into the program. So first and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge members of the Board of Trustees who are here with us. These are people who give up their time, talent, and treasure because they care deeply about the fact that Miami-Dade College presents this pathway for the communities that we care about. So Trustee Abraham, would you please stand to be acknowledged? Thank you for your service. Even though we received words of welcome from President Montoya, what you don't know is he has always been a long-standing advocate for this program and a very dear friend for all who come through it. So please thank him for having the courage to come back to Miami-Dade College. And then there's a community of people, our provost, our vice provost, our campus president. These senior leaders, they spend more time than you can imagine, and sometimes even on vacation, answering calls, answering emails, but more importantly, giving of themselves completely to ensure we have all 8 campuses ready and willing to serve. So will all of you please stand and be acknowledged for the wonderful work that you do. And this next group of people, these people are my squad. We worked together deeply for about 7 or 8 years, and this is a layer of the organization that you never see. They make sure there's an academic schedule, that we have classrooms, that we have everything that we need in order for the organization to work both on the academic side and the student services side. So will all the deans and senior directors and other administrators please stand and be acknowledged for what you do. And there's another group of people, they were acknowledged for what they do in the classroom, but what's very striking about the faculty at Miami-Dade College is they care so deeply about the students. They understand with a deep sense of empathy what's required at a teaching institution for people to learn. And they are some of the most generous people I've ever met in my entire life, and I want to thank you for what you do. Can you please stand, all faculty, and be acknowledged? There's a whole nother group of folks who don't work for the college, but because of what you've done with these young people, we can do what we love. And we are so grateful to all of you because we know what we witnessed tonight can only happen in families that are full of love and care and sacrifice and investment. So will all of the parents, grandparents, Tia, Tio, who am I missing? Cousins, primo, stand up and be acknowledged for what you do. And so last but certainly not least are our VIP guests. These are the young people who have worked hard to get to this point, but they've also set a future that is pulling them forward and causing them to think about life very differently. They didn't have to be in the Honors College, but they choose to be here because there's something bigger they want for their lives. Well, our class of 2021, please stand and be acknowledged. So tonight's message is really about you. And we're going to have a conversation and just pretend nobody else is here, but that we're really going to have an intimate conversation. And what's important for you to know is that this is not a new conversation. And there's 3 things I want to share with you. 2 of them that I share annually, and the third one is an epiphany I had as a result of what I've learned from you. And first and foremost, tonight is a line of demarcation moment. You know, when you enrolled in the Honors College, there were some information sessions, felt like we were selling you a used car a little bit. You weren't sure whether to believe us or not. We paraded people in front of you. We dangled opportunity. We told you about the scholarship, and we sold you something. And then you got here in August. You've been here now for 2 months. You're test driving the car, so you know what you've bought into. But what experience tells us is by this moment in time, you still are not sure about how far you want to stretch. What experience tells us is you tend to still be in your comfort zone, kind of coasting because you're bright, you're talented, and you can. But what you witnessed up here tonight does not happen in your comfort zone. It is in the space of discomfort that the kind of growth that we promised through the Honors College can happen. So it's not going to happen if you play it safe. And one of the reasons we invest in a venue like this for tonight and in having people take the time to cultivate their story so it can add value to you is because we want to inspire you to see what is possible if you choose to stretch and cross that line of demarcation from comfort to discomfort for the sake of growth. The reason why we bring an alumni like Shan back is because he shows you that this is not a short-term benefit. Shan was one of the students who was up here. We were joking about that a couple of years ago. Knock-kneed and a hot mess, right, Shan? But he has become, through the work, he's been able to sustain the foundation that he started here, to the point that he's creating new pathways for himself that he's discovering along the way. And it's important for you to put these two pieces together because where he is now started with going through the process that they're in this very moment. Don't forget, they've only been here a year. So they're still cooking. They're not done yet. But the key is to begin that process, you've got to cross the line of demarcation. So the first invitation for tonight is for you to decide what is it going to take for you to cross that line. And why haven't you crossed it already? There's a good reason for it, and it's your responsibility to figure that out. That's why you have IDH. That's why you have the lounge. That's why you have the honors directors. Because the longer you wait to push yourself to that limit, the less likely you're going to get the maximum benefit from this opportunity. So that's the one piece that I'm here to encourage you to consider before you walk across the stage. The second part of this conversation is it's not all about you, despite everything I've just said, right? So you're at a stage in your life, most of you are between 18 to 21, sometimes a little bit older, sometimes a little bit younger, you think everything's about you. And that's okay for a few minutes longer. But let me tell you something, there's a lot going on in the world, and our students from Venezuela started to give you some insight about that. The world is hungry for people like you to bring something different so the game changes. Our planet is falling apart. My generation had a lot to do with it, I'm sorry. But we are so excited that you are interested in doing something about it. We don't have time to waste, as somebody said. And it's not just the climate, it's not just the planet. It's the culture is at a point of radical change. Technology is redefining life as we know it. Every aspect of the culture, politics, you name it, things are changing and at a rapid pace. So you can't afford to check out. And when you choose to come to the Honors College, what you said, and it might have been in a moment of weakness when you saw the scholarship, but you still said it, is pick me. You said, I want to lead. I don't want to be mediocre. I want you to force me to step up my A game. That's what you told us. We didn't go looking for you. I mean, we kind of did. But you said yes, right? And so the second part of this equation, aside from the first, is you've got to make a decision. But the second one is you've got to accept the urgency of now. And time waits for no one. And if those two pieces have not convinced you, I've discovered a third. And I've never said this out loud before, but I realize I can't ask these people to be courageous and disclose things about themselves, and I never say anything. So since this is my last one, I'll be a little more vulnerable. realize I am a woman in love. Aww. Okay, wait till you hear who I'm in love with and you'll really fall out. But you know, I say that because, so first of all, what are the signs of being in love? You gain a little weight because you've been eating a lot, right? You're a little giddy, you know, the world is full of possibilities, and you start to have this feeling that anything can happen, you can do anything, you can be anything, right? And the reason why I didn't realize I was in love, because the person I'm in love with is me. So I don't want you to hear this from a narcissistic, it's all about me kind of thing, although that's okay too. But hear me out, because I'm speaking to the young people when I say this. I turned 50 years old this year, and there's something, pray for me, but there's something about that number that changes your relationship to time. And there's something about that number that makes you very reflective about what you've done with your time. And I have had a year to really think about what has gone on in my life, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and I started to realize this is kind of like halftime at the Super Bowl, right? Because in halftime, you get up, you stretch, you get something to eat, you celebrate what worked, and then you let go of what didn't work because you got to get back on the court, right? And once I decided it was halftime at the Super Bowl, I thought, okay, there's another half. We got some time to do some things a little bit differently, and we have time to build on what has worked. And I needed to reflect on what has worked. And what I realized, and this was a profound piece that was the game changer, is that the business about self-love has a component that requires you know who you are, so you know who you're falling in love with. So most of you didn't marry strangers if you're married, or you chose a partner, you know who that person is. But also, it started with very small steps. So when I was your age, I was super shy. And I forget, because it was that long ago. But what happened is, in those moments when I was terribly shy, there was a little tiny voice, and Julian talked about it, that's like, you could do that. Like, why not you? And it doesn't mean anybody else believed it. It doesn't even mean the world had room for me to do it. But that little tiny voice said, why don't you try X? And it started with little baby steps. And what I realized upon reflection is when you take the baby steps, kind of like what people were talking about here, you get stronger, you get more grounded, and guess what happens? Your self-love gets bigger. And as your self-love expands, you expand. So then you start to create a life that you love. And I want to give some concrete examples, because I don't want this to be about myself. My dear friend Chris Migliaccio is here, and he's retiring pretty soon. Chris has been teaching in the Honors College for 32 years, teaching at Miami-Dade College over 30 years. When you are in a classroom with Chris Migliaccio, he sparkles. He radiates love. And it's a combination of how he feels about the environment, the sciences, and his love of teaching. But more importantly, with each decade, with each class, with each student, Chris has expanded. And if you've spent any time with him, you get a deep sense of a human being who is in love with life. And when you think about Chris, he's not the only one. That whole front row, these are people who have chosen a profession that they love. And it is a model of what's possible with that act of self-love. But the thing about the self-love is it gives you courage. It gives you courage in the face of no agreement, not even within yourself. And so my invitation to you is, if you're not activated by the line of demarcation, if you're not called to act because the world needs you, act for yourself. Do it because you love you. Do it as a baby step, as an act of self-love. And why this message is important in this room, because the village is going to support you. Your parents know that you have decided to take a risk. We are asking you to do things that are designed to be uncomfortable. And by your parents and friends and family and guardians being here, they are standing with you. You are not alone. So there's no reason to be afraid. And to the parents and family and friends, I will ask you to get out of the way. Because you have known them before they started this experience, it's very easy to want to hold them to who you know them to be. But they're in the cocoon becoming something else. And what they need from you right now is your love and support, but allow them to find their way, to develop their relationship with their voice, to cultivate that self-love, and to dream big and to dream bold. Because we know at times parents are struggling with the relationship of letting their son or daughter go, whether it's leave the house or just leave their cocoon that they have holding on to them. And so you have an opportunity over the next 2 years to redefine your relationship to them as they become young people. But it's critical for you to give them that room. And my invitation to you is to partner with us and to begin to explore what does it look like for them to feed the best version of themselves. Because the more they grow and expand, the more the future they see for themselves will grow and expand. And you've got to grow right there with them. It's not fair to them to dream big and to dream bold, and you're trying to keep them small. So there's an opportunity for you. See, you didn't know you were in the Honors College too. But you didn't know that what you do and what you believe absolutely makes a difference in what they do and what they believe. And so my invitation to you is to join us as the village in this experience. Be part of the ride, but give them the room to find who they want to be and the impact they want to have in the world. And so as I exit off of this stage, my hope for you is that you can have a lifetime filled with joy, that you can start planting the seeds of self-love that will mature into a 30-plus year career in whatever you choose to do, and that hopefully by the time you're 50 plus something, when you're over 50, that you too can stand in front of a room of 2,000 people and say you are madly and deeply in love with yourself. Thank you.
And I'm honored to be representing the class of 2021.
Tonight has given you a glimpse into our lives as Honors College students. We hope to encourage the class of 2021 to really take advantage of this great opportunity. This is just the beginning, To make the most of this program, you have to make a decision to get out of your comfort zone, like everyone tonight who has shared has demonstrated. None of this will be possible if you choose to play it safe. As a student of the Honors College, you'll have access to a plethora of resources and support to take you where you want to be. Being a part of this program will give you the opportunity to see the stage of your educational career. See the stage of your educational career as a bridge to the selective institutions of your dreams. A bridge that will continue to open new doors to extraordinary opportunities. My brother and I stand here as testaments to this fact. As STEM majors in this program, we have had the opportunity to attend a national engineering conference in Michigan with all expenses paid. Attending this conference allowed us to network with several colleges and corporations such as Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Google, General Electric, and many more. Also, in fact, I've recently been accepted to one of the institutions of my dreams, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. U.S. News and World Report consistently ranks Embry-Riddle's undergraduate aerospace engineering program as one of the top in the nation, as number one in the nation, in fact. We have also had the chance to conduct cancer research over the summer with Miami-Dade College's School of Science through the use of advanced calculus and statistics. Furthermore, we are executive board members of the Black Male Initiative on the Kendall campus, helping other black males like us succeed academically. Finally, through a Clinton Global Initiative, we are working with other Honors College students to combat rape culture. Through this initiative, we will conduct self-defense seminars, information sessions, and partner with various organizations such as the Women's Club in Coconut Grove, White Tiger and Dragon Martial Arts, and SAFE, an on-campus program that does similar work in self-defense. Through these experiences, our transfer applications will be much more competitive, as you can see through my brother's good news. As the workload for the Honors College was initially overwhelming, utilizing the resources provided, as well as working alongside our peers, has allowed us to overcome any obstacle we have encountered. Most importantly, being a part of this cohort is also a chance for you to become the next best version of you. But you have to make the decision now to invest your time and energy to become the next best version of you. We have to make this decision now to invest the time and energy to develop what will become the game changer for you. Challenge yourself. And last but not least, trust the honors process. As the second-year students and our guest speaker, Shan Mackenzie, have demonstrated tonight, you'll take the values and lessons from this moment on and into the future. Today is the first day of the rest of the new life that is possible through this program.
Thank you, Josh and Ben, for your kind word of advice. Tonight, we have heard stories of vigor and passion, stories of tenacity, resilience, hope, and determination. The stories we all tell as part of the Honors College. And these stories are what truly galvanize us as underclassmen to relentlessly pursue our passions, our dreams, and our aspirations. So tonight, I would like to dedicate this speech to all the stories the Honors College has helped to create and all the unnamed writers that have brought this narrative to life. To my second-year students, as you continue the transfer process, I know you will continue writing your stories even after you finish writing your essays, taking your Honors College legacy wherever you go, And I hope that one day you're able to look back at this moment and reminisce about the place that made you who you are, the friends that carried you through the hardest moments, and the faculty that inspired you to seize every opportunity that allowed you to find your true passion. So on behalf of the entering class, I thank you for your exemplary support and guidance. You guys have definitely set the bar high for us. To my fellow first-year students, as we acclimate into this new environment, please let us not forget the words we've heard tonight. Not only because we have to write an IDH reflection, but because our predecessor stories will be the source of inspiration that will allow us to continue this tradition of excellence. As Josh said, this is just the beginning for us, as we now start to become the authors of our own stories. So from now on, what we do, what we give, and how we grow will forever become part of the Honors College legacy. We are all equally responsible for every climax, every plot twist, and every denouement in this narrative that we're all promising to uphold with the utmost honorability. On this evening, I'm honored to be receiving this pin on behalf of the entering class of 2021. As a symbol of the Honors College legacy, we all promise to uphold. Thank you.
Manny, on behalf of the class of 2020, we are honored to be presenting you with this pin and welcome you into the Honors family.
At this time, we will begin the formal induction ceremony. We ask that you please hold your applause until every student from each campus has been called. Please join me in welcoming back Dr. Rolando Montoya back to the stage, along with Dr. Omalu Harrison, President of the Padrón and North Campuses, and Ms. Magda Castiñeira.
On the behalf of the directors, I want to assure you what a pleasure it is to work with each of your children every day. As you see, they demonstrate tremendous courage to do the work that we ask them to do. They are setting a new course for their lives, and not only for theirs, but also for yours. We will take care of them for you. And now, let us welcome officially our Honors College class of 2021. Jaime Jiménez Vega, Gabriela Vilas, Juan José Londono, Adriana Alonso, Tayla Rodríguez, José Velázquez Hernández, Natalia Guillén, Alejandro Rodríguez Vázquez, Angie Gaitán, Juan Martínez Becerra, Laura Ramírez, Estefano Reyes, Patricia Ruiz, María Abella, Liana Bravo, Amanda Valdés, Mariana Ruiz, Marcos Rivas, Amalia Abraham Martín, Laura Bonilla, Jorge Felix Ramos, Dairon Pérez, Lilian Rojas, Guillermo Bravo, Danilo Navarro, Helen Menéndez, Ashley Rodriguez, Rocio Vicentela, Nicolás Brecha, Laura Santos, Tayla Fragasso, Felipe Marjófal, José Sánchez Fernández, Adriana Gómez Quintero, Ronald Lam Martínez, Miguel Verdicia, José Simón, Cynthia Castellano, Maria Mexicano, Fedra Vasquez, Matthew Jimenez, Sara Rojas Sanchez, J.D. Gonzalez, Wolfgang Ruggles, Daniela Lopez, Patricia Gomez, Carla Cardosa, and Olivia Martinez. Let me bring to the stage, please, my friend and director of the North Campus, Dr. Shane Johnson.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the North Campus class of 2021. Samir Kalouf, Christina Barreto, Elena Acevedo, Matthew Martin, Maria de los Rios, Mario Morales, Michael Lewis, Benz D. Michel Pierre, Brandon Rios, Ronsard Mondesir, Luke Raymond, Aisha Sinsurin, Stephanie Peralta, Karen Kirogi, Adelaida Perez, Nicole Urbana, Brittany Vieira, Johannes Marquez, Diana Gonzalez, Leslie Garcia, Jendi Barrio, Zamira Perez, Sarah Serranos, Mohammed Akbar Ali, Anton Reed, Emily Gonzalez, Tansen Ahmed, Zeta Munoz, Cesar Bernal, Khalid Gawan, Shirley Sanchez, Kyle Brooks, Leilani Hernandez, Stephanie Tejera, Allison Martinez, Matthew Seguenza, Zach Barcenas, Andrea Moran, Brian Delgado, Adriana Dos Santos, Yuris Santos, Kelly Mayol, Alejandro Fernandez, Camila Conde, Carla Cruz, Jose Pino, William Ramos, Anna Garcia, Sofia Chacon, Calissa Diaz, Leila Bruna Marina, Javier Hernandez, Alfonso Ley, Paula Caero, Sade Rogers, Michelle Mitchell, Emily Arroyo, Matthew Jimenez, Nicholas Perez, Ryan Campos, Isamora Zamora, Emily Usalan, Fabiana Aguilar, Gabriel Martinez, David De La Osa, Karen DeVille, Celine Roncal, Emily Garmizo, Chelsea Vargas, Maximus Garcia, Osmary Regarua, Mojid Ashale, and Danielle Peralta. Please join me in welcoming President of the Kendall Campus, Dr. Pascal Charlot, back to the stage, along with Dr. Cynthia Oko.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the Kendall Campus class of 2021. Christy Mateo, Amanda Chuari, Katarine Cangas, Anthony Valenzuela, Kevin Ochoa, Matthew Martin, Zachary Feinberg, Sarah Alfonso, Gerardo Palacios, Carolina Lopez Varela, Amanda Ibarra, Megan Triana, Jennifer Gomez, Sarah Arce, Sofia Prado, Camila Chakaiza, Nadine Kuari, Rosanna Pasto, Cameron Gonzalez, Melanie Perez, Rebecca Siciliano, Diego Castro, Bridget Perdomo, Samantha Gonzalez, Gabriela Velasquez, Alexandra Rubio, Roxandra Perez, Juana Uribe, Sofia Nader, Alexandra Alonso, Leslie Rodriguez, Catherine Herring, Sofia Prasito, Victoria Silvera, Jonathan Bonilla, Jennifer Gomez, Gabriel Placido, Gabriela Alvarez, Emily Ruiz, Carolina Miranda, Caitlin Eden, Laura Gonzalez, Hiram Martinez, Matthew Herrick, Anna Ray, Christian Claro, Natalia Gomez Rodriguez, Zunian Serpa, Ramses Zayan Sharif, Emil Ramaya, Carl Julius Mueller, Anna Martinez, Catherine Miller, Regla Jorge Hernandez, Adriel Gansa, Joshua Inirio, Sofia Ramirez, Ariana Garay, Dexter Rabin, Diego Garcia, Andres Ledon, Carolina Martinez, Claudia Gonzalez, Matthew Goldman, Marcia Navarro, Joshua Gonzalez, Arisalis Alvarez, and Mia Rivera. Please join me in welcoming the president of the Wilson campus, Dr. Beatrice Gonzalez, and Virginia Fullerat.
Good evening, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Wilson campus, class of 2021. Manuel Farín, Liliana González, Paula Oliva Orvelo, Melissa Perez, Dubensky Laros, Dylan Torres, Robin Bode, Daniel Hernandez, Penelope Leal, Andrea Hernandez, Benjamin Blanco Pinto, Tita Spio, Gabriela Neira, Christopher Yera, Juan Notes, Alexander Hall, Diana Montalvo, Cassandra Salazar, Ruby Rodriguez, Sierra Weiss, Sebastian Ospina, Milagros Ortola, Victor Batistella, Juliana Bach, Daniela Morin, Caitlin Temprano, Francis Perez, Valeria Aybar, Juan Parra, Natalie Gonzalez, Brianna Mendez, Emily Mendez, Christopher Puig, Rosalind Chirinos, Catherine Hernandez, Giselle Claro, Kevin Sanchez, Valentina Diaz, Andrea Antorena, Eduardo Ramirez, Rosario Crossler, Sofia Rodriguez, Sophie Colondete, Sebastian Massetti, Cesar Nieto, Eliseo Sierra, Maximiliano Valdez, Victoria Porges, Isela Perez, Cesar Ramos, Justin Gonzalez, Nicholas Arce, Alexia Fernandez, Gabriela Arias, Edwin Maldonado, Cristina Valdez, Bichara Karam, Danelis Olivera Herrera, Victoria Hernandez, Alondra Sanchez, John Diaz, Abraham Quintero, Analdito Tano, Pau Cuadrado, Sebastian Thompson Secato, Daniel Pineda, Jennifer Rodriguez, Idala Quinteros, Eileen Hernandez, Ignacio Aguilar, Dania Avelar, Stephen Dueñez, and Amanda Fernandez. This concludes our program. But before we depart, I'd like to call back the students that were performers today and give them a round of applause. So please, Stephanie, Antonio, Joshua, Benjamin, Manny, Camila, Julian, Luis, Maria, please come back out. Please give them a round of applause one more time. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Have a wonderful evening.